I investigated Murder Mountain, weed outlaws, and missing people. Lock in.
There's people that get locked in cages in the woods and starve to death almost.
We have more crime than New York City and LA combined.
But like, what do you think the thought process is then? Like, who would just like go in the wilderness and lock somebody in the cage? Like, what do they do, man?
Better stick with someone native around there because they will take you out.
He actually stabbed somebody in the neck with an ice pick. They ended up finding 6 bodies out there.
Like, why? I don't understand the main reason. Like, why are people getting murdered so much out of it? Is it like a family or psychopaths living out here or something?
I've never seen he was hanging in the tree.
It's over, dude.
What do you mean it's over? You gonna kill me?
You guys' car?
Yes, sir.
Film it.
This is...
Like, what? You're gonna hit man's car? Like, what is with these people? Man's car's already banged up. Like, if we get back to his car back there, like his car is one crash away from just disintegrating to a million pieces. Like, let's go add a Lego brick sound effect real quick. That's what's gonna happen.
Murder Mountain, a remote area of California where hundreds of people disappear without a trace every year.
Before California legalized...
Surely they have an idea who's doing it, though. Like, they have DNA and all that stuff.
Weed in 2016, countless illegal weed farms went wild in Humboldt, Trinity, and Mendocino County, in this area known as the Emerald Triangle, the largest cannabis-producing region in America that supplied an estimated 60% of the country's pot before weed
60% is nuts, man.
was legalized. But after legalization, most weed farmers were annihilated as legalization brought new taxes, permits, compliance, and large corporate competitors that achieved economies of scale, ultimately increasing the supply.
So they basically just lost to a ginormous industry that can make it faster and cheaper, which makes sense, honestly. It's not surprising.
Of weed, decreasing its value, and destroying the black market economy the people of the Emerald Triangle relied upon. So, almost 10 years since California legalized weed, what happened to the towns, immigrants, and farmers that lived?
Oh yeah, it would have lost so much money, man. It would have lost like 50% of its income or something. Or even more. If it's like a town that has no shops, it probably lost all its income. Completely gone.
In these mountains, I met up with former Trimmigrant and citizen journalist Darren in the small town of Willits to explore the remains of the Emerald Triangle while we worked our way all the way up to Murder Mountain.
When I first worked on that farm, I was staying at a local hotel here in Willits. One of the maids, she barely spoke any English, and she saw Trimmigrant signs, and she actually put us into contact with another gentleman named Jose who drove us up to this one sketch house in the middle of the mountains, and then we got into a second car and they blindfolded us and drove us here. Even though they blindfolded us, I have photographic memory, so as soon as I saw the local hills and stuff, I knew I was on Houck Terrace, not too far away from all the...
Why do you think they're blindfold him? Just in case something happens to him? Like, so like, if he just runs away, he won't be able to like go the way back to his home or something? It's very interesting.
The pot farms I used to work on, a really dangerous industry to say the least. You know, sometimes the pot farms up here and feuds between them make the feud between Timothy.
There's feuds between them. Like, I understand like rivalries, but like feuds, like, do they go out to each other and just try to kill each other? That's nuts. Like, that's like psychopathic, I would say.
Turner and the Dinkelbergs look like Sunday in church, to say the least.
So we made our way over to the nearby trailer park to get some wisdom from Darren's old friend. Darren, how do you know this guy?
I used to hitchhike back and forth between San Francisco and Seattle, and this guy was pretty much here all the time. That looks like his trailer. Right? His mom might be home. Wish me luck, you guys. I'm going in.
You got this, bro. You got this.
Hey, brother. Oh, this is Darren. I'm looking for the other guy who used to live here. Johnny died.
What? That's nuts. Like, what? He used to hiccup them and just like, oh yeah, he died. Like, what the hell is this town, man? Like, this is just nuts.
Johnny died 3 years ago.
They shot him or what?
No, he had that brain tumor. Some assholes took him over to the fucking house, and he, because he was smoking meth. They said that he had a seizure in the bathtub.
Dude, so Johnny died.
Okay, let's get out of their hair then.
But the gentleman said he's willing to maybe do an interview.
I'm here with
Thomas Ortega.
So
he seems like a nice guy. He seems a little bit sketched out. He actually might be on something. He does look like he's on something. He's either scared or like sketched out.
So many people go missing out here.
It said they need 1,000 people to trim. They'd send out 40,000 flyers. Here at Safeway, at the end of the summer, you hardly see anybody that speaks English because the trimmigants come into town and everybody speaks French and Russian and all these different languages.
From Europe.
Oh, they're everywhere from Europe. They come here in hopes of getting trim jobs. They can't get any, so they're stuck in Garberville. And there's hundreds and hundreds of little tiny roads that disappear out into the hills. And
wonder how many of them just get lost and murdered. Like, I feel like 90% of the people that end up getting murdered on this murder hill would have to be them, right?
For miles and miles and miles and miles. Some people are really bad because they're out there cooking and it gets real dodgy out there.
Sketchy.
So you don't go roaming around.
When did you notice the cartel presence out here?
When you start seeing signs along the roads that are about buying houses for cash, people that buy homes and they'll buy.
Like, if you're just like going around here and you know the reputation, like, why do you try to move here? Like, why even like try to live here with the bad reputation? Like, if people getting murdered because rivalries, there's a lot of gang feuds. Just honestly, it's the same with a lot of stuff. Just, I'd rather be homeless in the middle of the streets and be around here where I could just get shot. Like, that's just nuts.
Cash, and they set them up for grow houses.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if it's cartel or I don't know if the cartel even makes. I don't know what they do around here. The town there between Lincoln
Alder Point?
and Garberville. Leggett. You'll start seeing signs on stores of people that are missing and stuff. You know,
Okay.
but mainly in Garberville.
We're thinking about going to Covello today. Any advice?
Oh my God, Covillo's bad. Covillo, just be careful in Covillo. It's all reservations. The state put, at one time, they must put like 6 or 7 different tribes in Covillo. Let them sit there and they fight it all out. So they fight between themselves. They're all gang members.
So the government just chucked them all there. Like, wouldn't this be the government's doing then, technically? If the government just chucked all these bad gangs in one area, and it's a very bad area, wouldn't that be the government's fault, technically? Like, the government knew what it's doing, but to be fair, it's probably not a bad idea. There's a little gang activity in your cities, and the murder rate will be very high. If you just chuck them all in one, like, very, very small located area in the middle of nowhere, I feel like it'll be, like, a lot less dangerous.
Right? And
Not, like, in the area, but death-wise, like, a death tally-wise.
they kill people and put them in trunks and set them on fire. And
What?
People, and it's a bad, bad road. And it's a bad area to stop. It's a bad area to go in. And
It's the Wild West out here, huh?
they had a road saying you could go to Fort Bragg. But once you get out so many miles, the roads turn to numbers, and there's no more roads. And if you don't know where you're going out there, you end up in some sketchy, weird places.
Yeah, I feel like that's when a lot of the people get murdered or kidnapped. Like, imagine you park on the side of the road, you don't know where you are, and somebody just snipes you through the window, basically. You'll just get full headshot sniped from some random dude hiding in the bushes with a pistol. Like, it's nuts.
You'll still head fishing out there in the river, but I won't drive out there.
All right, brother, you got me nervous now, but appreciate the intel. So we begin our trek up to Garberville, but real quick.
I don't think it's too bad. Like, if you follow the main roads, I feel like you should be fine.
Yeah, they're up there. They're squatting. You see the lights? Actually, is that even real?
Holy sh!
That looks abandoned, yeah.
There's people up there right now.
That's a little creepy. Honestly, I'm getting a little creeped out here.
So this is
Yeah, okay. Like, but the main problem is squatters' right. Like, even somebody bought this, I don't think they're allowed to kick him out. Like, because they technically have squatters' right. But, like, a little off topic, squatters' right is absolutely bullshit. Like, there's no way if some rando, if you're on vacation, sits in your house for, like, 2 weeks, like a very long vacation, like you're a slightly above average working person, so you have a little decent money, so you go away for like a couple of weeks and you come back, some dude's just sitting in your house refusing to leave, and then you can't just force him out because squatters, right? Like, that shit can just get out of here. Like, that's such a bad rule. Like, what actual dumb fucker decided to make that rule in?
This is where immigrants passing through, people coming down from the mountains, they stay here.
You guys know who's in here?
Oh, what the f***? This guy's fucking famous.
How you doing?
What's up, man?
Man, how did man meet a fan out here? Honestly.
We saw some homies in there with the lights on, and we're like, yo. And we waved, and then they turned the light off and closed the window right over here. We think they're chill. They maybe.
Man, man does not have no chill. I swear, every video I watch of this guy, man's doing some sketchy shit. Like, he must, like, have some balls to keep on doing this shit.
Passive. They may be violent.
I've never seen people there though, huh?
No.
Darren's going up there right now. Hey, Darren.
Bro, what? He's going up there?
Carefully. Terrible idea. What are your thoughts on the weed industry out here?
I mean, it was big before. It's kind of dead now. Yeah. We don't really hear much about that, but like growing up, it was a big thing. There's a lot of stories you hear up at.
We're trying to learn more about the dark side of the cannabis industry. You have any thoughts?
Dark side of the cannabis industry? Go to Qauilty.
You should go up to Qauilty if you really want to like.
What is it?
It's called Qauilty. That's where I hear the most stories of.
Okay.
So you know, you go to Qauilty, you better stick with someone native around there because they will take you out. When I lived up
Shit, really? It's really that bad? It's not. It makes sense though. It's really not surprising.
there were
Are the
wars.
cartel and the tribes at war right now?
They were last time I was up there. And you want cops? I had to threaten someone's life to a cop because they told me they'd show up the next day for a situation that happened with my kid. So I said, if you don't, he'll be dead and you'll be here in 2 hours anyway. So they showed up.
That's the main problem though. Like, why do you think the cops don't want to be up there? Like, do you think it's because it's like a very, very high chance of them getting shot and murdered or something? But even in that case, you can't just say no. But like, it's very common though. Like, when people like break in your house and you call the cops, they say like, "Oh, we're not able to come." But if you say, "Oh, I'm just gonna kill him," they all just rush in. They all just like instantly come in. It's like, bro, if my life's that dangerous, fine. But if I'm threatening somebody else's, woo. So stupid.
It takes them 2 hours to get there in a situation where they know someone's going to die. When they told me, oh, we'll wait till tomorrow to do something about that, I said, you either come now or you're going to be coming in 2 hours because this hatchet in my hand's going to be taken off his head.
We hear a lot of people are getting killed out there.
It was where there's like every month there was someone dying, if not more than someone.
Every month. Like, what do you think but like every decently sized town has a crime rate meter? Like per like it's like crimes per like 100 300 people, and you got serious crimes, and it has like the level of crime per like 100,000 people. How bad do you think it is in this town, honestly?
Killing them, and why?
It's population control. The Covelians, they like the money. They really lose on the...
So it's population control. Like, if this is telling the truth, that's just a joke, man. If too many people here, you start shooting them because you want the town to yourself. Like, Jesus.
Lost of their family members. I mean, it's like the Indians are getting treated really bad again.
Tell us what we should look out for.
Definitely the cops. If you don't have your back on them, then the town won't trust you. Maybe if you had a gun, hand it to them.
Give them the gun.
Yeah, because I doubt if they'll shoot you, they'll enjoy the gun. That's what they told me when I got there.
Give us your gun.
If you go steal us a gun, then you can stay here with your brother in 8th grade.
When you were in 8th grade?
Yeah, they're going to kill me, kill my brother too.
Have you been to...
What? These are like corrupt cops as well?
Qauilty?
No.
Okay. Have you heard of Murder Mountain?
Yeah.
What do you know about it?
Not much to talk about.
What do you mean?
Just not much to talk about.
Oh, yeah, I would stop talking to this guy. I don't think he's having it.
You don't know much about it, or people kind of zip their mouths when they think about it?
We hear it, why talk about it?
What do you mean?
Exactly what I said.
Qauilty. That's what I keep hearing. And it sounds like, Darren, we're gonna have to...
Yeah, that dude knows something. He's just trying to keep it a secret.
There, find a native contact and see what's actually going down. But first, we're headed to Alder Point.
Like, with this guy, do you think he's like, he has a gun on him? But like, you see him a lot. Like, he goes to the most sketchiest places ever, and like, he goes to like the highest crime rate and all that stuff, where there's a high chance of him just getting jumped. He has to have a gun on him, right?
And rumor has it, lots of illegal weed farms out there, I think. Is that accurate?
I would say the best weed on earth is grown on Murder Mountain.
You know, I've been over on a couple farms over there and stuff. There's some people that, you know, are bad people, you know, and they're doing some trafficking up there and everything. There's a lot of wholesalers coming from the East Coast, you know, because, you know, we got the best weed, you know, better than Colorado, Oregon.
True, yeah, there'll be a lot of random people visiting in secret and just grabbing it, then leaving. Like the two main people that will get murdered here, or the three, will be like a lot of like gangs trying to like out-gang the other one. You got like all the people coming in trying to work there, and you got like people basically getting jumped trying to buy weed or something.
We're headed into the belly of the beast, if you will. We're going to Murder Mountain. Do you have any advice for us so as to not end up on the news?
Okay, so a lot of people are going to have guns and everything, you know, they're going to have all types of guns, you know.
Before we make it to Alder Point, aka Murder Mountain, we first have to spend the night in Garberville.
My friends and I, we used to camp down.
Do you think he just bought a gun? I think he might have just bought a gun.
Down here at the Eel River, they found a woman's body burnt alive in a refrigerator. Used to be a lucrative thing, you'd get paid.
How does that even work? Like, it would have been like 4+ people.
Per pound.
Like, this is just a nasty town. Like, everybody knows reputation. Why would you want to live near here? Like you should like try to get a job transferred like as soon as possible. Like
you trimmed up, they'd give you a couple $100, and now you're lucky to make it out with your life at the end of the season.
And then I stumbled upon these weed farmers walking around the parking lot who agreed to—
Oh, please do not just question them, man. He has way too much guts.
Interview before I went to bed. Where are we at right now?
Garberville, California, Emerald Triangle.
What do you do out here?
Pretty much a little bit of everything, from growing the beautiful marijuana plants to getting it ready for sales.
So you're not a trimmigrant?
Right, not a trimmigrant. Yeah, I'd rather grow it and hire the trimmers than, we're the farmers out here.
We're farmers.
So how long have you been growing weed out here?
22, 23 years now.
How has the weed industry changed since the legalization of weed?
There's not really no money to be made anymore.
There's nothing.
Yeah, so damn, that one rule, which was probably, I don't know how the rule is, but that one rule completely destroyed this town's economy. Like, absolutely nuked it, man.
Do a pot anymore unless you're selling to the clubs. It's not even worth to water your plants. They're asking like ridiculous, like $25 a pound, and before it was like at $2,000.
Tell me about your hiring the trimmigrants and where these trimmigrants are from.
I try to stay away from anybody new. It keeps everybody safe. If they have experience, then take them up someplace, to work, of course, and test them out there. And then if they're good enough or can do a lot and not complain, then ship them off to another boss and just try to keep the circle going.
So I hear some of these trimmigrants are in like indentured servitude type situations. Is that common?
How should I put this? There is some scary things up here. Yeah. Like, it's not all just, hey.
I would say it's depending on, like, who you get transferred to. If, like, these two guys seem chill, but they are probably farmers. But, like, if you go to, like, maybe a wrong farm where they're very violent, like, you're probably absolutely cooked.
Hey, peace, love, and hair grease, you gotta watch yourself if you're working up on the hills,
It sounds like
True, yeah, but you could just be walking back and just somebody jumps you that was hiding behind a tree. Like,
after the weed was legalized, this whole town's economy collapsed in on itself. The town is dead. They're suffering right now.
They are definitely pinching pennies, and when they find them, they're rubbing them, and they're trying to make something out of nothing. It's a dying industry.
Oh, I did not like that fog. Somebody is definitely getting yoinked out this day, man. It's way too foggy.
It's an ominous, foggy morning. You can still see the moon out there. I have another question for you. I wonder if you could tell me a little bit of history about the town. Would you be down to tell me a little bit about the before and after since the weed legalization?
No, can't.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Too sensitive? Or?
Yeah.
Before,
Yeah, he seems chill. I think he's just scared to talk about it. Makes sense.
there was tons of businesses and everybody
Yeah, a lot of people would have smoked in this town, eh? So many people would have smoked.
could afford stuff to go on like vacations. Now,
There are probably some rich people, like back before it completely changed, got legal. There was probably some rich people up here, man. Like driving like Porsches and all that.
since legalization, as you can see, there's a bunch of businesses closed down. People are moving out. It's definitely gone downhill.
What was the
True, but this was like would have been the only town to buy it, so a lot of people would have came in and like because they're probably waiting a while, they would go in, have a bite, for like stay here for a while, then go back home.
Supported by like the weed business?
Yes. Everybody grew weed,
Okay.
had their grows and stuff, and then legalization, everybody had to get permits, all the different regulations and stuff, and so now everybody is like, getting rid of all that.
You would think like if the people had a lot of money and they realized like the bosses had a lot of money, wouldn't you just try to leave? Like, honestly, it'd be difficult because like all the gang rivals might just like shoot you, but like you would think it'd be like easy to move out if you have that much money you would have gained from it.
Question for you, brother. You know anything about Murder Mountain?
You're fucking
Huh?
You're a joke, dude.
I'm a joke?
Yeah, Murder Mountain's a joke.
We're trying to figure if most of it's like myth or bullshit, you know what I mean?
Where are you from?
I'm at Esto.
Okay, go back home.
What's the situation with
What a jack, honestly.
A lot of it was to do with the weed people getting, like ripped off or getting worked, and then, oh, well, we're not going to pay you. You'll just go missing.
Like we're talking workers on some of these farms?
Yes.
Really?
Other things, because there's other, other drugs and whatnot, but...
Oh, hell no.
All right, I'm telling you, it's over, dude.
What do you mean it's over?
Don't fuck.
You're gonna kill me?
No, I ain't gonna kill you.
All right, what are you talking about then?
It's a scam, dude.
Wait, that's what we're trying to learn though. We're trying to figure out
It's up there, so don't fucking go and... Yeah.
I don't know, like, what is he saying? Do you think he's, like, being rude to try to help him out? Or do you think he's just being rude because he can? Honestly, it seems like he's just trying to help him out, but he's being so rude with it.
Young kid, and then the dude who owned the dog, because the kid was like, I'll kill your dog, you know.
That's so stupid. Like, I understand people, like, rivalries and stuff. Like, I'm not gonna get into it. But, like, oh, if you do something, I'm gonna kill your dog. Like, what the fuck? There ain't no way you're just gonna do that shit, bro. That's so, like, out of nowhere as well. It's like, oh, I wanna kill your dog. Like, what the fuck? What did my dog do to you, man? Leave the poor dog alone.
No, it's...
Sure.
And he ended up getting shot and killed.
The kid?
But even, like, right here on the bluffs, people have gotten thrown off, jumped off.
God damn, okay.
Off and, yeah, right over the guardrail onto the river. Because there's been multiple people to where everybody has to do their own, like, vigilante research and justice and trying to find their family have known that are gone. Okay. Nobody knows.
Like, you would think, why would these people willingly still live here, man? Like, it's honestly very interesting.
Hi, brother.
Where you gonna be, on YouTube or fucking Facebook?
Hopefully Facebook.
Oh, Scambook? Okay. I'll see you there.
Hell yeah, brother. Can I ask your thoughts on Garberville?
How about I ask you to get off my property? This is private property. You need to leave now before you're trespassing.
So this is the Garberville laundromat. Growing up, hitchhiking across the country, it would rain nonstop every day, all night. Our clothes would be soaked, we'd be wet.
Man, he's pushing it. Like, man always pushes the videos, which makes it always so good. It's probably the main reason why he's popular, is because he has really good videos, and he does stuff that no one will ever do. Like, ever.
This is one of the few places you can go get your clothes dried up here.
We were talking to a gentleman out there about Murder Mountain, and he got pretty aggressive immediately. What's going on with that?
Hey, it's not over yet. I thought it was over.
Murder Mountain?
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. How much of it's fiction versus fact.
Yeah, I don't call it Murder Mountain. I call it Adultery Point.
Okay.
Have you heard of anybody going missing lately or any bodies being found along the river? Have you seen Bigfoot by chance?
Yes, all three actually.
What? This town is cooked to something, man.
The main thing is that there's a bunch of dead animal carcasses. As far as humans, you know, we always find out with humans. I mean, we keep track of our people. And then it just seemed to progress. Every time you go in the supermarket, it seems like there's fresh meat, you know? And then that freaks you out, like, is it humans also that are...
No, I wouldn't say so. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, you have to get it from, like, certified farms or something to be able to sell it. But I doubt it is human meat, to be truthfully honest.
The meat was a little sweet, wasn't it? You know, I've traveled the world. I've met thousands of people from all walks of life, from every corner of the globe, and I can't shake the feeling that that woman was a cannibal back there. You know, it's...
Alright, cut, yo. We're gonna head up to Redway and then to Alder Point. We're getting closer and closer into the heart of Murder Mountain.
Man, know what's up. Let's go back to that guy real quick. These guys know what's up.
Then to Alder Point. We're getting closer and closer.
Like, man knows what's up. Man's fully getting decked out for this.
The heart of Murder Mountain. As we drove higher into the foggy mountain.
This dude doesn't care. He's just letting his face just show you. Like, he just really doesn't care.
Closer to Alder Point, I spotted these people camping in the woods off the side of the road.
Please don't tell me he's just gonna pull over, start questioning the hell out of him. Like, jeez.
If they knew anything.
We're gonna walk up this mountain right now and just say what's up. Keep it chill. Just be friendly. Hey, yo. Loud, make your presence known. In case we see a few camps up here. Hey, hey.
Anybody up here?
How's it going?
Morning, brother. I'm a friend. May I approach? I have no guns or anything.
Hey, sir. How are you? We're trying to talk to some farmers out here and some trimmers. Do you work out here?
I used to. I've been working a long time.
Is that after, like...
This dude seems like a chill lad. He's just trying to live. Like, there's probably like another 2, 3, probably another one back here, maybe one all the way up top, like 4 or 5 people just living here.
The legalization of weed?
Yeah, pretty much. Killed the black market.
We hear a lot about a ton of missing people up here in these mountains. Is that still a problem?
I don't know about people coming up missing too much anymore. There's definitely still some people missing back there.
I actually know a lot about the topic that you're talking about here.
I want to know everything I can.
Well, I grew up out here, and, you know, back quite a few years ago now.
I feel like there's like 3 type of people in this town, man. You got like these chill lads, and then you got like the people that just don't want to be camera, which is fair enough. And then you got those angry people, it's like the gas station owner and that dude who was filling up his car. Those 2 people, I'd say, are the main problems there.
My brother, actually, he froze out in these hills. It was really interesting the way it happened because there was a dispute over water with my neighbors because they were like, they wanted the water for their weed plants and for cattle for whatever reasons. You know, a lot part of it was for the land. My brother, he froze out on these hills and there's even some bruises. His fingernails were pulled back and that kind of stuff. And it's just like suspicious. And
do you think like it was just a normal house that had like having water? Do you think it was like a farm versus farm? Like one farm had a lot more water than another, so they kind of got iffy and then they just did that? Or do you think it's just like a normal house just had a decent amount of water? Like it's very interesting.
So I've always kind of had, you know, something going on about that, but it's happened so many years ago and like, we couldn't do anything. And then the law enforcement didn't really make a large effort for it. They had dogs retrieve him. That was one of the first times where I was really impacted by this. For a long time, I actually grew up over in Bell Springs, or worked over in Bell Springs up in the mountains. I actually heard rumors that some of this started happening way back in the 80s. There was actually some people that were murdering people up in the hills, but they're actually...
Damn, this is going on back in the 80s as well. Like, the death toll of this town, like, would have to be, like, the death rate would have to be, like, 6 in 100 or something, right? Like, 100% has to be, like, a 1% chance of you just dying randomly. Or even higher, actually. It's probably, like, 10.
Cannibals, too. And they were way up there, and there was actually some cannibalism going on.
We're headed up to Alder Point. We're trying to learn more about some of the dark underbelly of these mountains. What should we know?
That you're going to be in and out of cell phone range.
Okay.
And that people here don't really warm up to strangers. Yeah, I'm a bit concerned that you're going up Alder Point. I don't know if you watch the series Murder Mountain. There's a lot of missing persons up here. Get asked to work and they never get paid and they demand payment and then they just get shot and...
Damn, so it's just their bosses being stingy. So like, they'll be working on a farm and stuff and they're trying to get paid and then somebody just comes down. It's like, if they keep on, if you keep on nagging, I'm just gonna shoot you, and they keep on nagging, boom. Just because they want their pay that they get worth. Like, man, this is just horrible, isn't it?
killed and buried in someone's backyard.
What's the craziest thing you guys have heard about here?
That the Ryan Tanner pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't there cannibalism?
I don't know about cannibalism.
Jesus.
Damn, I didn't even realize she was back here, to be truthfully honest. When, like, where did she come from?
Tell me about Ryan Tanner.
He at least killed one friend of ours for sure.
Serial killer out here or what?
Supposedly, yeah.
Jesus, okay.
Supposedly there's a bunch of bodies out on the property.
I had another neighbor about 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago. He actually stabbed somebody in the neck.
What?
With an ice pick. When he did that and he stabbed that guy in the neck, the police went out and they raided his property and they brought cadaver dogs out there. They ended up finding 6 bodies out there.
They think that they can come here
He 100% went to jail. Like 1,000%. He's done for life or something.
and make like a few $1,000s. There's a lot of promises. They're living in their cars. They're living in tents. And then when it comes time to get paid, they don't get paid. And I've heard
What happens to
so
them?
many horror stories.
Like, I don't understand, like, if you're the people and that you, like, it's like, this has happened like 7 times, like, maybe 7 times the 1 year, and it's happening year after year. And if you hear about this and you're planning on working on the farms, like, why? Like, you gotta learn the lesson, man. Like, you're not gonna get paid most likely, and it's not really worth it. Like, I know you probably need the money, but it really isn't worth it.
You just get shoved off the hill.
Are there other drugs in the mountains besides cannabis?
It's people getting carried away because they get this money and then they start using drugs and then their brains stop working and so then they turn violent or whatever.
Do you think the police do a good job at maintaining
No.
the situations out here, or are they kind of hands off?
That's part of what the problem is. They're all rookies. They're all being trained up here. And so this is...
So, why would you train them up here? This is a horrible training ground, man. Like, holy.
It's a training ground for most people. There's a few officers that do a good job, but besides that, there's just too much area for them to cover. If you call the police, it's going to take them at least an hour to get to your house, depending on where you live.
May I approach? I'm a friend. I come bearing gifts. I mean no trouble.
He's gonna get us killed.
I wouldn't say so. I think he's doing a good job.
Cute little dog there. Brian, my name is Tyler. Thanks for coming out here, brother. How many years you been out here?
15.
Do you come up here to work in the weed industry?
No, actually, didn't come down here for any of that. Oh, blah, blah.
How is life up here? We've heard a lot of legends and myths.
Oh, dog's scared.
There's some, I used to live way in the back, on the next mountain.
Okay.
They call it the witches.
I feel like he should have blurred this dude's face, to be truthfully honest.
There's some really pretty up here. I see this thing called the Wendigo.
You've seen the Wendigo?
Yeah.
What's a Wendigo, man? Like, never heard of that before.
Can you tell me how it looked? I've heard of the Wendigo.
It's really huge.
Oh, it's that thingy.
He wore a deer skull on his face.
I think he could have been a dude just dressed up with like that over his face. Like I feel like it's like a decent answer for it to be.
That sounds scary as
I noticed along the drive up here, there were a lot of Sasquatch, Bigfoot statues. Have you ever seen Bigfoot?
I've never seen Bigfoot. Okay, one time I got chased up the hill down over there by Ravenscliff. I can't say I saw it, but it was just like an outline. You know what I mean? It was like
a silhouette.
Something moving, and the dogs were all barking, going crazy. It could have been a person or something.
Sure.
But there was a vehicle, and we'd actually drove by this vehicle. It was probably like 5 or 6 years ago, and this vehicle was on fire. There was actually 2 people inside of it. The people were burned in the car. They were covered in gas.
Like I think it was just a Molotov or something. Like that game. This would have to be a game rivalry, right, for that to happen.
Gasoline. I'm pretty sure they caught the person that did it.
So when weed was legalized, people lost a ton of money out here. The communities were destroyed overnight, or what?
When I first came here, this place was.
It was like this
sick, and it was just like, yes, it was amazing. I mean, so many people here. I mean, I could go to the Brass Rail and like party every night, you know.
And down by the river, there'd be like little festivals.
Is that though a game, man? Like, is he trying to growl? Or is he just scared? Or does he like need medicine or something?
Yes, it was beautiful here. It was amazing. I saw the aftermath. I've seen the aftermath of like quite a few of my friends. Like I saw my friend Emerson. He was hanging in the tree.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You think that's some form of retribution out here?
I saw my friend Sarah.
Like I don't understand. Why would you stay here, man? Like if this is happening, honestly, let him have the town. Just let him have the town.
I floated face down on the river, you know. Jordan Rose was tossed over a cliff. And, I mean, I could go on and on and on. My friend Dave was found the next day, you know, on a trail, right? If you guys are going up there with the camera and stuff, and you ask people if they mind, you know, if you film, I wouldn't go very far up there. Just be careful.
Oh yeah, I feel like the higher you go up, the less nice people will get.
Go up there.
Okay. Ryan, thank you so much.
Well, he's just going up there anyway. I don't think he cares, man. Like this dude just keeps on risking it.
Brother, be safe.
He didn't even get told to touch. He got told not to touch the mountain. He went a decent way up, and he's gotten told again not to go higher up. He's gonna go higher up. Watch the next clip. Him be going up.
After nearly everyone we spoke to expressed concern for our safety, we had ascended to the legendary
Mike, bro.
Alder Point. But real quick.
After all this happened, I got told not to 1,000 times. So we're gonna go up the mountain.
Vacant and abandoned cars on the side of the roads, but I was surprised to see this dude across the street.
We're traveling across the Emerald Triangle out here, trying to talk to folks about these mountains.
Nice to meet you. I've been here for 30 fucking years.
Tell me how this place has changed before.
Is this dude rude? Is this dude like rude or not rude?
Before and after legalization of weed.
We lost the store.
No more store? It used to be right there?
Store. That store was open since I was 12 years old here. Been open since 1910, and it's closed. There's no gas. There's no nothing, dude.
Damn.
This place is done. Legalization of marijuana killed.
How long do you think this town is lasting before everybody just leaves it eventually? But like people eventually will leave because there's not enough money since town will close. People will like have to leave because they won't be able to afford to live here. So I feel like it probably has like maybe 70 years left before the population like completely almost declines to like nothing.
This country.
We're trying to learn about Murder Mountain. What's real? What's fake?
There's nothing real about.
Let me take
Murder
5 out and
Mountain
then give you the whole pack.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a real nice place. It's nothing like it used to be. With the legalization of weed and everything, it just kind of dried up around here.
What was this place like during its boom?
Oh yeah, a lot of people coming and having fun. It just would have been a nice time.
Been here 12 years now.
Okay.
And everyone had, pockets full of cash, and people were having fun with it, and small businesses were booming. Everyone was doing really good. It was just very lively. A lot of good people running around, but also too on top of that, it brought a lot of bad company. A lot of people.
It would have, just for the weed and for the money. So it would have been a lot of corrupt owners. Just everybody would have been like, there would have been a chance you just met up a completely corrupt human being.
Money,
like
care about the environment, left a lot of big messes. Mainly, a lot of people had to get 9-to-5 jobs.
Okay.
Weed just wasn't worth anything anymore, so yeah, places like this are pretty much ghost towns.
Yeah.
Unsurprisingly, this place was a complete ghost town. While the few residents I could find shared me the nostalgic stories of its glory days, they all still seemed to enjoy the peace and isolation they still had. But not everyone was happy to see outsiders with cameras poke their
Wait, yeah, here it comes.
Yes, sir.
Like, bro.
The only reason that
to be fair, if he hit his own car is just gonna stop working. Like, that car was absolutely banged up beyond saving. Like, his engine will probably just stop working. He'll just be stranded there.
is because, like I said earlier, the weed money brought in, you know, just people coming to look to make a big buck, you know,
Sure.
a fast buck or whatever. Those are the people that typically cause the problems.
It's not surprising. Oh.
What was he trying to... Is homeboy just being theatrical over there?
No, he was just being a dick because he didn't like me talking to nobody about this place.
During the height of the cannabis industry, how much were
I actually thought he might have done that because how banged up his car was.
some of these farmers bringing in per year? Millions of dollars?
I worked multiple operations. There were multi-million-dollar operations.
What was it like working for some of those guys?
Sucked. They were real dickheads, dude. They were tighter than fuck, dude, and they barely give you a fucking rebuild kit for your motorcycle so you go to work the next fucking day, dude.
Can the people come visit or stay the hell away?
We like our peace and quiet. But no, you guys are more welcome to come.
No, it's like the stash plants.
Oh, let's see this light. God damn. So this is the stuff they sell at cookies.
No. We have 6 plants here.
Aaron is gonna do a little taste test here.
No chemicals, no poison.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is some of the best weed I've ever smoked.
To be fair, it will be the freshest and less processed. Like,
You like to spell any myths about this place? We talked to
Not on no YouTube. I don't want no video.
Okay,
man.
for sure.
Too close to the neighborhood to have any outsiders, man. We don't
I
want
see.
this on YouTube. Oh, come to Alder Point. Hey, all you scumbags, come to Alder Point or whatever, all you losers or whatever. We don't want that, you know what I mean?
I hear you. We're trying to
You
figure out
guys
what's
don't
real,
give
what's...
a about Alder Point.
well,
Go somewhere else, man. We don't want to be nationally known or world known, man.
well, this was a very interesting video. I enjoyed it quite a lot. It's very interesting to see towns like this. Well, that's the end of this video. If you like videos like this, leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below what video you'd like to see in the future. And that's me signing off.